Steve. How you doing? How's the family holding up?
We're doing pretty good. My wife, she's actually going through breast cancer right now, so we have to be very vigilant during this time because we certainly wouldn't want to get it infected when she's healthy. But going through the chemo treatments, her white blood cell counts drop, so we have to be extra careful with her.
Well, I'm glad that you guys are being careful there and watching after her. Let's talk about Lucky 13 coming up here. How great is that?
Well, we just finished our 13th season. And then the show just got picked up for 2 more years. That'll bring us through 15 seasons when all's said and done. And, it's so crazy because, to think that 15 years later we're still around when, and I say it all the time, when my show got launched, people were laughing at me. They're like, you're not going to last 13 weeks. And, to be able to say that we're definitely going to get through 15 seasons, it's pretty cool.
But what you also get to brag about is 25 years of being in television and, of course, having a great career, which is so great.
Yeah, I'm actually, this is my 26th straight year on TV, which I don't know how many people can say that. So with, continuous paycheck for 26 straight years on TV.
So did you think that you would be at this point when you were sitting there working for Jerry Springer just as security, that next thing you know, you would have your own show?
No, I never thought that in a million years. I loved working on a Springer show, but at that time when I was doing that, I was also a Chicago policeman at the time. And I thought the Springer show was the greatest side job in the world. I was having a lot of fun. I was making nice money, but I thought that I'd be a policeman for 30 years, get my pension and retire. And actually I would have been able to retire 1 week ago with 30 years if I was staying on a job. But I kind of like where my career path, but really to answer your question, no, never in a million years do you work as a security guard on a TV show and end up with your own. So I never thought that.
Yeah, and what's great, it's a family affair because, of course, your wife is your executive producer. And does that ever get kind of dicey at times?
No, because we've worked. I mean, obviously, we met on the Springer Show, and we've worked together all these years. And she actually runs the show, and I do the show. So we're really not together except during the actual taping of the show when she's standing at the podium. And so when everything else is like I'm sitting in my green room ready to tape, she has her own office. And then when we come home, we never talk about the show. I mean, never. And it's funny because we just aired our 2000 show in February. And it was like, my kids, they don't see the show. So we all sat down to watch that show. And they were like, oh, my God, it's great. And I'm like, do you not know what you found? It's kind of funny.
So I love it. All right, give me one good, juicy show we should be looking for. I know they're all juicy, but you got one that sticks out right now?
I wish I could tell you one that sticks out, but because we finished on March 11 taping, and we were doing all kind of, in my mind, I know we did some great shows, but then the world came to an end after March 11th, right? And we were going to keep taping 3 more weeks to get a head start on season 14. And obviously because of coronavirus, they canceled it. And the world has been turned upside down that I can't remember anything that we taped because dealing with all these other issues, so I wish I could sit here and say, hey, and if I knew you were going to ask that question, I probably would have asked my wife. If she's here, maybe she could tell me, hey, honey, you here?
Yeah.
What do we have any juicy shows that you can say we can tell him that to look forward to that's going to air?
Oh, Jesus.
She should have looked too. She said she's looking right now, so I might be able to give you an answer in a couple seconds there. But,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, I have to say I have the pleasure of being your lead-in after the Daily Mix at 9 o'clock. Also, too, I remember you because I worked for the Jenny Jones show right next to you guys at Springer, and I would see you in the morning when I would come through. You stopped me 2 times and asked me for ID, which was really good. But again, it's a pleasure being your opener here at AZTV7. So thank you, man, for joining us.
And can I just want a quick shout out to Luis Gonzalez out there in Arizona, World Series hero. I'm very good friends with Louie. I don't get to see him as much as I used to, and I know he lives out there, and I just want to say hi to him.
So I love it. And hey, when you get, of course, a chance to get out here, please stop by our station. Love to have you with us in person.
You know what? The last time I was out there, and I did stop by your station, and I had a great time, and I definitely will do that again. I mean, I live in Connecticut. I love coming to Arizona.
I love it. We'll go to a North Sider, right, or South Sider? Which one?
North Side. I grew up right down the street from Wrigley Field.
I love it. All right. We'll catch a game.
All right. Take care, buddy.
Thanks, Steve.